Hi everybody, my name is Miss Johanna and welcome to BadgerBOTS 3D Printing at Home class. So this is the first week, and for this video I'm going to be showing a quick run through of the second level challenge, which for me I'm going to make a Hershey's bar with almonds. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to use your Tinkercad link and your nickname to log into the BadgerBOTS class. That way I can find any projects that you want me to print and mail to you. Once you're in, you should see your dashboard like this. I have a lot of projects, so mine is pretty full, but you're going to want to create a new design. So when you click on that, it takes a little bit to load up all the tools, but once you make your design, you want to think about a name. Tinkercad does give it a strange random name, but if you click on that, you can give it your own name. This is also where you'd put the color that you want to print this object in, if that's something that you choose to do later. Okay, so when I start planning out an object, if it's something that exists in real life or I'm getting inspiration from, you could find it and have it next to you when you're designing. But I also love doing a Google image search to get me a picture of what I'm trying to make. So here's a whole pile of Hershey bars with almonds. And I chose this because it has a really fun shape. It's curved at the top, and the letters for Hershey's are kind of curved and punched into the candy bar. So I'm going to keep this up in a tab so I can always look back at it to give me a good idea of what my shape looks like. So step 2 is to make the basic bar shape. So that's pretty easy. I can grab out a box, and I want to think about the size that this should be. So if you've printed at BadgerBOTS before, you'll know that our printers can print objects pretty well that are about, well, at most 80 millimeters, either length, width, or height. So length, width, or height. You could go a little bit bigger than that, but it tends to not print as well. A good kind of eyeball estimation is if you look at the space bar on your computer or your laptop, that tends to be about 90 to 100 millimeters long. So that gives you an idea of the dimension, that maximum dimension that your object can be. So I think for mine, I'm going to change the dimensions to be a candy bar that's 80 millimeters long and 30 millimeters wide. And then right now, the default for height, if you click on this square up here, is 20 millimeters. And I'll keep it like that for now. So I'm going to click on one of these corner boxes to give me the length and width right now. And I can actually type in and press the Enter key to change these dimensions. So I like to do this because it gives me a very accurate one-step dimension change instead of dragging the corner boxes. All right, now that I have the basic bar shape, I'm also going to go in and change the color so it looks more like a chocolate bar. Step 3 is I want to make the curve at the top of the bar. So you can see that the chocolate bar is straight up for a little bit and then has this nice curve. So if I look at my basic shapes, there is this round roof that has a nice curve to it. So one strategy is that I could take this out, rotate it, make it the correct size, and then put it on the very top of my chocolate bar here. But I do want to try something new. I want to actually create a hole and carve out this top space. So it's almost the opposite of how a chocolate bar is made in real life. You'd have a mold that the liquid chocolate would be poured into. So I'm taking almost a solid chocolate bar and carving away till I get my Hershey bar shape. So to do that, I'm going to take my cylinder piece here, and I'm going to make a hole that kind of goes around the outside of it so I can combine it with my chocolate bar and carve that out. So I'll make this cylinder the same shape and the same size as my chocolate bar. So the first thing I want to do is rotate it so it's the correct direction. I like to look at it from the top, and then I can type in 90 because I want it to rotate a quarter rotation. There we go. So now it's facing the right way. Then I'm going to resize it so it's the same width and length as my chocolate bar. So 80 millimeters long and 30 millimeters wide. And then I'll take a look at the side of it to see how that arc looks compared to this Hershey bar here. I might want to make it a little shorter just so it's a bit more realistic. So I'll drop it down maybe to like 6, something like that. So this is what's going to go on top of my candy bar. So if I click on this shape, I want it to be a hole because I want it to be carving out of something. And to make the top part of my piece that's going to remove the top part of the chocolate bar, I'm going to take out a box. So I'm going to end up combining these. So this one can be a similar size, where it's 80 long and 30 wide. And what I want is for this curved piece to carve out the bottom, like that. But I need to combine these two. So to perfectly combine my two shapes, you can use the alignment tool. So I need to select both of these. I usually do this by using my pointer finger on the mouse and dragging this little red box around it. So now I have two shapes selected and I can align them up here. So the alignment tool, if you hover over it, it says align. And when I click on it, you can see that we've got some tools for lining things up in the very center of each other in both directions. Oh, I had it lined up pretty well, top to bottom, so that's why those were grayed out. So I've got two shapes. They're perfectly aligned right to left and forward to back. So if I have them selected, now I can use this group tool to group them together. They usually flash like this. And then I've got one shape that's got that curved outline, just like the top of the candy bar. So the very last thing is I don't want this to be solid. I want it to be a hole. Now I can use this to carve the top of my candy bar. To use the alignment tool again is probably the fastest way to do this, selecting my candy bar and my piece to carve out the top. And I'm going to align them here so they're centered right and left. And I'm going to align them here so they're centered forward and back. That looks pretty good. Oh, wait, if you look at the candy bar, there is that straight part and then the curved part. So that means I'm going to have to take my hole and use the little Christmas tree up arrow shape here to lift it in the air a little bit. And it will show me just how far off of the ground it's lifted right here. So this is 5 millimeters. Remember, that is half of a centimeter. That's pretty small. So I might want to lift it up maybe like 8 or so. This is a little bit taller than the candy bar shape, but I do want my overall shape to be a little bit tall, to be just a little bit stronger. So now that I have those pieces lined up and the hole raised up in the air a little bit, I'm going to group them together. So this will take the curved part off the top, and there we go. It looks like a very tall, rounded top candy bar. So that was my third step here, curving the top of the bar. Now I want to make the letters. So in Tinkercad, in the basic shapes, there are text right here, there's a text option. So if you drag this out, there's a couple changes for the font, sans, mono, and serif, but none of these are really quite what I want for the Hershey bar. The Hershey text is almost bold, and it doesn't have any of those serifs on it. So even if I did sans, this text is too thin for what I really want. I can test it out and see a little bit too thin. So what I'm going to do instead, I'll delete this one, is I'm going to go into the shape generators and all. This is something to remember if you use a lot of text, because page 2 of this has a bunch of different text options, which is kind of cool. I like this custom font, so I can click and drag this out. This is a lot closer to the Hershey's font. Oop, it's all capitalized. Hershey's. So that's a lot closer. It is gigantic though, so I'm going to resize it to my candy bar shape. If I did 30 and 80, it's a little closer to my candy bar size and shape. I probably want to make it a little bit smaller. So what if I did 25 and 70? And that will probably fit a little bit better on the Hershey bar. Kind of test that out. The width looks good. That way. And that apostrophe should fit on this side as well. Nice. So there's some text. Now the tricky part with the Hershey bar is that the text curves along the top. So we need to change the letters to cut out along the curved top. So I could go in and make a combined whole shape just like we did to curve the top of the candy bar. But you know what? I have a curved shape already out here, this candy bar. So I'm going to take this and make a duplicate. So it's up here, or Control and the letter D. If I click here, now I have 2 candy bars. But I'm going to take this second one and change it into a whole. This will cut the underside of the letters, so it's curved in the same curve that we've got here on the candy bar. So I'll take these 2 shapes. I just put them near each other so it's easy to select. And I'm going to align them so they're centered on each other. And I'm going to do something a little different. I think I'm going to align them up here at the, let's see, change the alignment around a little. So now, right now they're aligned up at the top. I think I'm going to take my letters, my custom font, and raise this up in the air a little bit. So what's happening is the bottom of my letters are becoming this nice curved shape. So now that I know they're aligned and overlapped so that the letters are at the top, I'm going to select them both and group them. So now we've got a nice curved shape for the letters. And like we did when we combined the shapes to curve the top of the bar, we'll change this into a whole. So now I've got a curved stamped letters to go on the top. Make it easy for myself by selecting both and doing some alignment in the center, front and back, and the center side to side. And now I've got my letters resting on top of my candy bar. If I combine them right now, since the letters are right on top, there won't be much of an impression. So I'll probably want to go in, click on my letters, and push them into the candy bar a little bit. So I'm taking this triangle arrow up at the top and dragging it down just a little bit so it makes an impression in my candy bar. Drag a box around both shapes and group them for my final object. Here we go. A Hershey's candy bar, a little bit taller than normal, maybe just some extra almonds inside. But there is my final Hershey's candy bar. Now you could get creative and maybe take a bite out of it. Let's combine this, group together, chomp. I don't know, maybe you add some little tiny teeth marks too. I have one here for like one tooth. And then I'm going to duplicate. And I only want to move it a little bit. So this is where you can use the arrow keys to nudge your second one a little bit out of the way. And then with the duplicate tool, they kind of follow along with each other. And take tooth bites out of my candy bar. All right. So there is my design for level 2. So try to find some kind of junk food item and replicate by using shapes, turning them into holes, and subtracting from the outside to make your final shape. See you next time.